are back, and we are the Windy City Tasters.
The Windy City Tasters, father and son team here.
Yeah, welcome to It's All in the Proof. We're glad that you're back.
Knob Creek. All I know about Knob Creek is it's good, and it's aged 9 years. And like all the bourbons we'll be testing early in our show, they'll be mostly, if not all, straight bourbons. Not mixed, not blended. They'll be straight. So it's a small batch, 70 barrels or less, and it's 100 proof. This is 100 proof. The single barrel, we're going up to 120 proof. We'll get more on that later. But make sure you realize Knob Creek, which is an excellent whiskey, is more horsepower here. So be prepared for some good tasting, high horsepower whiskey. We both added 2 cubes in our glass. Oops.
It's very, very mellow.
Yes.
It's very, very mellow and soft. Even at 100 proof, it's still soft.
There you go. Right there.
Yep.
Here we go. That's some good whiskey.
I love you, Knob Creek. And the weird thing about Knob Creek, there are so many high-end, quote-unquote, high-end bourbons all over. And this was another one on the shelf. You see, you can go to the finest restaurant, the finest bar in town, and you'll see Knob Creek. Now, one thing, just in brief, before we get going, one brief thing in brief is that this is not a very assuming, fancy-looking bottle like the 46 or the Bakers or the Bookers that get fancier. This is pretty simple. You know, this is a simple layout. The same with the single barrel. It's just a darker label, but they're all, Knob Creek is about simplicity and presentation. They're not about fancy cursive and etched glass. They're more about what's in it, and they keep things simple. And just as they present things, this bourbon is just a simply rich, good whiskey, and I hesitated to try this, but I'm glad I did. So, Dad, tell us about your taste of it.
I like it. I like it a lot. And this, especially with the ice cube, just smoothing it down. Just I shouldn't use the word smooth. It's actually a smooth whiskey, neat. But if you want something that's chilled down, still with the same kind of boost that you want from 100 proof whiskey, it's all there, and the flavor is wonderful. Like my son said, it's an unassuming bottle, but it's all in the proof. It's all. Also say that none of the bourbons or whiskeys or soon-to-be scotches that we taste and sample our show, none of them are offered by the distillery. We pay for these all out of our own pockets, so these are all unbiased reviews.
You may have 5 great whiskeys in a row. Like we just had 3 great, including Knob Creek. We may have 5 terrible ones. I mean, it's an experimentation. You get the feel of what you like, you get the feel of what you don't like, and that's what your bar should consist of. Things that you enjoy, and it's like
Nicely said.
This is heavenly, very.
Very good, very, very good.
You can tell they take pride in it.
I wanted to say in the last episode, the reason I got into bourbon, as well as a lot of people do, is bourbon and whiskey, or bourbon whiskey, we'll get into why is one called bourbon, one called Tennessee whiskey, whatever, is because they have flavor. They have a natural flavor. When you drink them neat, you can taste the caramel, you can taste the vanilla notes, you can taste the oak. They have flavors on their own. Like I said, neat, on that rocks or whatever, they have a flavor. Unlike vodka or some gins. Vodka is usually mixed with a juice, cranberry, orange juice, grapefruit, such and such. So it's more like a mixed drink, and you're tasting the feel of the vodka, but more of the taste of the mixer. This right here is all natural taste. You taste what the distillery wanted you to taste. The like I said, the wood, the oaks, the flavor. It's more flavorful. Whiskey is flavor. So the single barrel Knob Creek. And this particular single barrel 151, was hand selected by Benny's, the beverage depot. barrel 151. And the thing that makes single barrel so important is they take a single barrel, whereas they may bottle. Let's say they have 9-year-old, a row of 9-year-old Knob Creek, and they want to open them up and bottle them. They all 9 years old, so they take the whole row and they empty all the cask and bottle them. Well, a master distillery goes around before they do that and pick one barrel. One barrel. He tastes that. He says, "This is the barrel." And after all the other barrels, all the 9-year barrels are empty, filtered, and bottled, that one barrel is done by itself. All the rest of the bottles are done in one barrel, from one barrel. So, if you find a barrel like 151, it's not 151 proof, it's just barrel number. You find barrel number 151 or 118 or 98 or 43, whatever the barrel number is, you take it home, you say, man, this is an outstanding single barrel whiskey or bourbon. You can go back to your store and look for the same barrel number and get that same exact taste.
And sell your product. You want to sell your merchandise. But for someone to hand pick things like this to give you the maximum ultimate experience in bourbon drinking, that's the liquor store that you want to be involved in. If you got to drive if you're in the country, you drive 20 miles to get that perfect hand-picked bourbon or a bourbon selection, it is well worth it.
Right.
So we're gonna take a pour,
and this now we're going from 100 proof
to 120.
To 120.
So we're going.
I might add me another cube.
Oh, you can already tell the color is magnificent.
Yeah, buddy.
Give a taste of it. Outstanding.
I don't know how you make 120 proof bourbon taste this smooth.
Ice cubes.
It could be that too, but man, that's some good taste.
It's a great sip. If you now everyone you have two choices.
Did I say ooh wee?
Ooh wee, yes. You have two choices. I mean, you can have this. You can come home every day, after a hard day's work, and pour your glass of Knob Creek, depending on what your tastes are. Now, Knob Creek to me is a special occasion. I mean, I may drink it, every now and then, but the single barrel is a real treat. Yep. To me, it gets a 9. The highest score of mine is a 10. Single barrel, 10 all the way.
Right, and I concur. If I could bend the scale a little bit, Knob Creek would probably get 11.